Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to take a look at the White Numen, a Sacred Animal Tarot. I don't think I have any Liminal 11 decks in my collection. I have been drawn to them in the past, like the Cosmic, I think it's called Cosmic Slumber. That one has spoke to me a lot. There's been a bunch. Now, this is very much out of my like typical usual style of deck, or like I guess I should say artwork. Um, but if you watched in one of my previous videos, I had mentioned that I kind of need to bring more animal-based tarot decks, or even oracles, just some more animal energy into my collection. And I had seen that this is called the Sacred Animal Tarot. So hopefully there's quite a few animals in here, and it kind of fulfills that space in my collection. I don't know, it looks really cool. So I'm going to jump in here. I took all the wrapping off. I took some of the stuff off from inside just to make sure that nothing has really happened to it. My corners are a little crumpled, right? But it is what it is. It's not a big deal. So looking at the box, I've got right here a little bit more damage. But yeah, like I've never had experience with the Liminal 11 decks, but like this is a serious magnet. Like that's not playing games. I don't know, that's really neat to me. But it's a serious magnet. That's really cool. So I don't know, like I said, I was drawn to it. The artwork isn't my necessary style, but necessarily my style, I guess I should be saying. Oh, everything's gonna fall out. I took the cardboard like insert thing out that was in here because I didn't want to fiddle around with it. This is quite a package. Like that is a nice box. Wow. All right. I'm gonna put it up off here so it's not in my way. And the other thing I noticed too when I just took all the packaging off and whatever, is this ever a cute little book? It's amazing to me. It's like a little tiny hardcovered book. So this is your perfect example of a company that doesn't cheap out. This cardstock, it's nice cardstock. It'll shuffle nice, it'll riffle nice. I don't know, like this, and this was cheaper. That's the thing. This was cheaper than a couple of the decks I've gotten recently. That's been horrible cardstock. And like this box set, like everything, this is superb. I don't know. See, and that's when you know you're doing things right. You're a company that cares, a company that listens, right? So I appreciate that greatly. Really cute book. The printing's a little small, but that's okay. And I'm not going to get in here and read all of this. I like to leave that for you guys to discover on your own if you purchase this deck for yourself. Nice full color images. Got the extra spread, extra cards. We've got a very interesting animal looking spread. Bond of the Numen spread. Interesting. I like some of these. We'll have to do some of these spreads. Nice little book. I don't think I think the Herbatory. I think that's the only book I have that's hardcover. Oh, and the Literary Witches. I ended up buying the hardcover book that went with it as well too. So this is my third deck that has a little hardcover book that comes with it. It's really nice though. I really like it. And it matches my nails. Ooh. Yeah, really cool. All right, so getting into the deck. So here are the two extra cards. And they both have like completely different energy. Yeah, really cool though. So we're starting off on the right foot, right? We have our animal energy. So far there's a lot of animals happening. Really neat. Backs are really cool. Not reversible, but that's okay. Like I don't read reversal, so it doesn't really affect me any. And even if I did, I mean, the amount of time that you're actually even looking at the back of the cards is very limited. I mean, obviously some spreads you would lay them face down and then flip them as you read them, right? But I don't know. It doesn't really matter. We've got a kitty cat that might be coming up here. Yep, here he is. All right. Can you move? Hey, there's no room for you up here, mister. There's no room. I'm sorry. Come on, over here. Hey. Come on, over here. Hey. Nova, can you move, please? Come on. Yeah, yeah, you have to hook it with your tail. Okay, thank you. All right. Somebody wants some cuddles. Can you just lay down right here? You can sit right here and do this with me if you want. Mhm. Okay, everybody. I'm gonna have to cuddle a kitty cat and do this at the same time. All right, let me move things out of the way so they don't get dropped. All right, so yeah, this is what happens when you have a kitty cat. Okay, so apparently my cat's gonna join us for the flipping and looking at the White Numen Sacred Animal Tarot. This is Nova. Making things really weird and different. Let's move these down so they don't have so much light glaring on them. The artwork really is quite beautiful. And there's a bunch of these interesting, the animals are very different looking. They're very interesting looking. I don't think I have any type of artwork, any deck that has similar artwork. And I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but my other cat is off to the side here sleeping on the chair and she's snoring. So far, I'm feeling it's a very feminine energy deck. There is some masculine energy, but I don't know. I feel it's very feminine. And it's funny that my cat has decided to sit right on top of me and join us for an animal tarot. It's interesting that she has one eye that looks normal and one eye that's white. I'll have to get into the book and see what that's about. Oh, the tower. I don't think I've ever seen a tower card depicted like that. I don't know, there is an interesting energy to this deck. A lot of snakes, which I'm okay with. I love snakes. Yeah, snakes is definitely so far the main animal. There has been quite a few like wolves or dogs though, or foxes. I don't know. I feel like some of them were foxes and some of them were wolves. Oh, she doesn't have a cat. Interesting. I do like this King of Wands though. I'm feeling it. I like that they're in the water. I think that's really neat too. Are you watching yourself on the screen? You're a silly guy. I think it's interesting in this card, in the Five of Cups, that she's pouring it out. And then you've got one cup tipped over. This one has like water pouring out of it, and these ones are just sitting there. So it's really interesting that she's picked this one cup up and she's like choosing to pour it out. That's interesting. Oh, the koi. That's really pretty. They all have the different symbols on their heads. Oh, we have like a mermaid or like a mer person. It's a nice 10 of cups. So it's very RW, but at the same time, it is kind of doing its own thing. So I find that interesting. And it's like there's like these things, like almost like tentacles coming out of the water. I wonder what exactly that is. If it is like tentacles, right? Like it's weird, right? And I like how the color tones kind of change with like each suit. That's interesting. That's a really neat Three of Swords. That's a powerful Seven of Swords right there. So we are getting repeating animals, but at the same time, we are getting different animals too. Okay, I know. You see yourself in the camera. All right. That was an interesting, it's an interesting flip through, eh? Now there's cat hair on everything. I don't necessarily agree with this Knight of Swords. I don't feel like that quick to react, like impulsiveness that Knight of Swords usually has. So far, this has been the only card where I've been like, it's beautiful, but it doesn't give me that exact feeling, right? But I do appreciate age, the proper ages to the suits, right? Like the kings have all been older looking. The emperor looked older. The magician looked older. So I do appreciate that about it. So we do have different ages. Hmm. I'll have to get in and see what the book says about these cards. I like this because it doesn't feel like she's hoarding it, right? Where most people depict the Four of Pentacles to be like this hoarder energy, this miser energy, right? Where I'm not really getting that. It's more like just saving or holding on to, but not with the level of greed that the Four of Pentacles is usually depicted with, right? Hmm, it's interesting. The animals are interesting. They're drawn very different. This whole deck is a completely different art style than what I typically get. So, but I'm excited about that. I want to have different things in my collection. I don't want to have just the same thing repeating, right? I like that she's like, looks like she just went shopping and has like brand new clothes on and, her hair's done. She has all this jewelry on. I like that. This is a very different Ten of Pentacles. It's it's an interesting depiction. Page of Pentacles. Yeah. Knight of Pentacles. So I kind of like this fact. It's like the ox or the bull or whatever you want to say. It's probably an oxen. Is like looking back out into the empty field, like, let's go. Like, we've got work to do. We're not done yet. We've got to get back out there and keep going. And then it's like she's got that pentacle to plant, right? And he's looking at the empty field like, let's go. We've got stuff to do. Interesting. So the Queen of Pentacles looks kind of bored. Or she's just kind of like, meh, yeah, I've got everything I need. Like, I don't know, interesting. And he does too. Look at it. Even he looks very bored. But when you look at them together, like they are very suiting. But it's interesting how they have the same posture, right? Where he's just kind of like relaxing. Oh, maybe it's like maybe she's trying to depict it as they're relaxing, like they're comfortable. They don't have anything to worry about. They literally have everything they need and they're just kind of relaxing. But I feel with that kind of energy where you feel like you have everything you need and there's nothing for you to be concerned about. I feel like that almost kind of brings almost a form of boredom into your life, right? So maybe that's, what it's depicting is, she's got maybe it's funny, like it's almost like money on the mind, or like mentally happy or content. And then he's got the pentacle in his hand, like he worked for it and he used his physical energy and she used maybe more of her mental energy to make the pentacles, right? Like, I don't know. It's very interesting. You can see a lot into different stuff. I don't know. I like it. It's really different than anything I've ever had, to tell you the truth. Like, really different. They're very slick. and stiff. Oh yeah, those are some stiff cards. And I'm never sitting at like the right height or the right angle to shuffle properly. Yeah, these are stiff. Oof, look at them bounce. They've got bounce to them, that's for sure. And as usual, I just, mix them up real good. Shuffle them up real good. What's on this one here? Got like a little bit of like a mark. I don't even know if you guys can see it. You know, if you, there you see it. It's right there. It's like a different in the card, a different texture in the card. It's interesting. It's for manufacturing. That one chunk just keeps like sliding. The tower, the star. Okay, let's separate you guys. Overhand's nice. That's a little firm and stiff to riffle, but that's just because it's brand new, right? And it does have, like, it's a little bit of a rigid cardstock. Oh, look at that. Did you see her flip? Interesting. All right, so not asking anything in particular, but I just want to see how you read, and I want to look at maybe the book. Oh, interesting. The White Numen. And the Tower. And Judgment. Why do I always get the Tower? Like, seriously, have I not, like, the last several times I've done this, like, I feel like the Tower is stalking me, which is not, and I've even said this before, I don't want to be stalked by the Tower. Like, that's not a card that I want stalking me. All right. There's cat here, sorry. Obviously, there's a cat on top of me for the last 20 minutes. All right, White Numen. He's such a sweet kitty, though. His name's Nova, and he's just, him and his sister we rescued at 6, 7 weeks old. They've been with us their whole lives. They do not know anything different, so I'm very much mama in his eyes. And so this is the weirdest part, though. Okay, so I'm sorry not to interrupt my own conversation, but so you have like all of their cards in major and the minors here, right? But then you've got the extra cards back here, and they're separated by reading the tarot and the spreads. So that's weird to me that you would put these all the way at the back. Like, you think you would put them like here before you do the reading of the tarot, right? So that to me is a little strange. It's very off on its own in the book. So yeah, like I was saying, him and his sister don't know nothing different. So I'm very much mama in their life. And when they're having, issues or they want to be cuddled or they're having their moments, they're very much like, hold me, cuddle me, please, give me kisses and hugs. They're very much involved in Indigo Moon and the ongoings in there. They very much frequent the Reiki class and sessions, and just they like to be part of everything. They don't know nothing different. I've done tarot, or I've done tarot and Reiki and teach Reiki their whole life, so they don't know anything different, and they like coming in and meeting everybody and seeing new people and new faces. They're very, very social kitties. All right, so we've got the White Numen. So the keywords is creation, starting point, and divine inspiration. The God's Father runs free across the virgin earth plane in apparent weightlessness, just like the bison in ancient cave paintings. He's traversed the world, making all that is creation in order. Above him, dimensions open, and the power of the sun glows between his horns. The bronze star and bird guide him as the morning breaks. The White Numen symbolizes creation through action, the perfect and divinely inspired path resulting from movement and momentum. Act, innovate, make the world anew. Very interesting. I know I say that a lot, but I find a lot of things like really interesting. Like, honestly, I'm always like, that's really cool. That's super neat. And I feel if I say that's super cool, like that doesn't have the same professionalism that saying very interesting does. I don't know, it's funny. The tower. All right, let's see what the tower. We know what the tower's about, but let's see what they're saying the tower's about. Oh, these pages are very small, very delicate, and they're sticking together, but that's okay. This is a really cute little book. All right, the tower. Revelation, transformation, and chaos. Pierced from on high. In seemingly divine retribution, the unbeatable Colossus falls. So assured, so confident, nearly to the point of arrogance, his assumptions of invincibility are now rudely shattered. The shock of being vulnerable is equal to the pain of the piercing arrows. Towering columns, so you kind of see them a little bit here, right? Uh, Babel-like in their expression of human hubris and vanity remain standing for now, but assumptions are questioned. Are we truly godlike? How firm are our foundations? When all is destroyed, how do we rebuild? It is through the tower that these questions will be answered. Wow, powerful. All right, and then judgment. And it's weird that I got two majors and then like the extra card, which like I feel holds the same energy as the majors. All right. Inner surrender, self-doubt, resignation. Sometimes when I read the words, like they make me pronounce the words wrong. I don't know, it's really weird. As the mind is open, judgment is revealed. The white ring between her eyes represents the circular nature of time, has been broken in order for profounding shifts in development to begin. Okay, I see that. Something calls from the abyss within to the infinite beyond. Higher meaning, greater depth, a radical intimacy within yourself, your past, your nature. In this moment of scrutiny, now is the time to change, evolve, set up to the role that the universe always intended for you. Wow, really interesting. Slightly different keywords than I'm used to seeing with the cards. But that's the thing, right? Like, you can just read this as like a typical RW, right? But then you can also get in here and learn it the way that the creator meant for it to be understood and used, right? So they're very interesting on that level and very complex, right? Because like each creator has spent this time creating this world, and the funny thing is like it never ceases to amaze me when I get in and I start reading these books. Not all the time, but a good amount of the time, it's like it just baffles me how much thought and how much organization and how much just amazing things goes into creating these tarot decks. Like they're so interesting to me. I don't know. I find them really, not all of them. Some of them obviously are less organized than others and lack direction, right? But there's some where it's like they've created this completely different realm and world, and their keywords are amazing. The stories behind each card are amazing. Like I just feel like, oh, it's so amazing to me. And like it's so creative. Tarot and oracles have become such an amazing outlet for artistically talented souls, right? I'm gonna do one more. This deck reminds me of oh, what's that movie? Where they collect the sand. Dune. This kind of has Dune energy in a way. That would be another super sick tarot card deck, is Dune. I mean, I know some people don't get it and some people don't like it. I freaking loved the new movie Dune that just came out. I loved it. I don't know, there's something about that um like that alien like sand dunes, cavey dwelling atmosphere that just that's the thing that like pulls at like a past life, or like I don't know, it just pulls at my soul. And I think that's why I like the ancient Egyptian stuff, is it's because that kind of has um that same feel to it, right? This deck kind of has that same feel. It kind of has like that dune feel. So I don't know, I really like it. I like it for that feeling, right? There's a bird singing outside of my window right now. That is probably one of the most beautiful sounds I've ever heard. It's gorgeous. I don't know if the mic will pick it up. All right, so we've got Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, and Knight of Swords. Cool. All right, let's look at the Queen of Pentacles. I want to see what they say about her because she looks so bored. All right. The Queen of Pentacles sits upon her throne in a defiant mode. Perhaps this is an expression of her vanity, or perhaps it is our own envy and admiration when we look upon her. As the plants that grow around her throne, this queen has an easy affinity with nature. Healing is amongst her many talents. Oh, interesting. I would put like that healing energy with the Queen of Cups. Um, but you know, I can see where they're going with it, because if you think about it, like plants obviously have healing components to them and abilities, right? And because plants and earth is the suit of pentacles, right? It would it I can see that connection happening right there. But I love that they all have like white hair. Like they're age appropriate, which I really like that about it. Knight of Pentacles. Grounded and deeply rooted, she has dominated the beast in a gentle manner. The astral and the earth have formed an alignment as expressed through five elements: the moon, the pentacle, the sun, the bull's horn, and the moon charm above her head. Oh, interesting. Five elements. The moon. So right up here. The pentacle, the sun, the bull's horn, and the moon charm above her head. See, I feel like there's just like this whole other world happening here. And maybe like as I read it, they'll get into it, but this isn't a very thick book. So I feel like they might leave a little bit to the imagination, which is fine. But it's like you want to know like what's going on in this world that this creator has made. Okay, so we got the Knight of Swords. Strong in purpose, the knight raises her sword against the wind and straight into the sky. The knight lacks fear, but certainly not confidence. It seems like she is hailing us before an intimate battle. The moon, seen as a charm above her head, gives her strength and direction. So it's interesting that there's like these charms. Does it say anything about what these charms are? So no, it doesn't. Maybe further on down in somewhere, but there's not any talk about charms. Yeah, doesn't it talk about the moon charm, like exactly what that entails? Well, I don't know. I'm pleasantly surprised and I'm happy. I really like this. I do feel it's not quite as animal based as I was looking for. However, I do feel that it has like an interesting elements to it. I find that it's very different than anything I have in my collection, which is really cool. There is animals in the pictures, which I love. It's not as animal based, like I said, as I wanted, but that's okay. That means that I just got to keep looking. I'm telling you, like my unicorn, my animal deck, I feel is like a unicorn. Like it's like it's yet to be created. Maybe I don't know. I have not found that animal deck that speaks to me on high level, right? That I don't know, it's weird. And I connect very well with animals. I love animals. I love working with animal energy, but I don't know, I seem to have not found my animal deck yet. This is really cool though. I really like it. I'm glad it's in my collection. This is one that will not be getting returned. I will definitely be keeping this. So yeah, that was the White Numen. Let's see if I can make this look nice. That is the White Numen Sacred Animal Tarot. I love it. It's awesome. It's great. I'm going to really enjoy spending some time with this. It's a very, I guess I could see it kind of a spring-like, but to me it has more of a summer feel to it, which is really neat. Yes, I can't wait to get into this and start spending some time with this. So thank you for joining me. Hopefully you've enjoyed yourself. I'm sure you've seen this deck before. I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm gonna do them as I get them because I haven't experienced them before. So I'm just gonna share that, those moments with you guys. So thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that awesome stuff. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for joining me. Bye.